It's weird how polarizing Rodgers is to people. And it surprises me. But I think it's just maybe there's a smugness about him that bothers people, or I know I'm great, or whatever it is. It just feels like Rodgers doesn't do well at hiding how he feels or what he thinks. He doesn't. And I think that bothers people. Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, and he's the polar opposite in every way of the last quarterback, Brett Favre. Tough guy, tough guy from the South, chaw, all that kind of stuff. Aaron Rodgers is completely different. His background, his demeanor, how he deals with the media. Brett Favre, people fawned all over him. He was the toughest guy in the world. Aaron Rodgers is just as tough, but it's a different style.
Yeah, Todd.
And, he's not someone that's going to yell angrily, at least nothing I've ever really seen on camera at one of his players. He may be frustrated, but he seems more likely to kind of roll his eyes or make a kind of a face like, oh, here we go again, or that didn't work out, as opposed to screaming in someone's face like Tom Brady may do on occasion.
Yeah, but, then Brady yells at teammates. Brady yells at his assistant coaches. Like, how much fire and passion do you want there? I just want to see I just want you to perform. That's all. I don't care. I mean, I could cheer like nobody's business when I sat on the bench in college. It didn't mean I was a good player. Didn't mean I was a good teammate. I wanted the coach to see that I was engaged, and then maybe he'd go, hey, why don't you go in there for the last minute of this blowout? Rodgers, this is who he is. I think that we were trying to come up with a different way to describe Rodgers because he could never be as great as Brady, because Brady had all those Super Bowl rings. But we came up with a sort of a unique description of him, the most talented quarterback to ever play. All right. It's like having the best golf swing, but you don't win. And there are guys who have far better golf swings than Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. Far better. But they didn't win. It's, nobody's described as having the best swing ever, where you're trying to describe them. They may have one major. Hey, best golf swing of all time. And then immediately you go, well, how many majors? How many tournaments you win? When you're the most talented quarterback of all time, and then somebody goes, how many Super Bowl? I got one. Yeah, Todd.
Mike Trout's dealing with that, lost in Anaheim. He's all these tools and one of the greatest ever, but he is what he is and nothing more than that until he finds a team that he's going to get a ring or more.
Let's say he doesn't have a ring, but he's got all those MVPs. Would you rather have Mike Trout's career or Aaron Rodgers' career? I mean, he's won a Super Bowl, right? He's won one. Mike Trout, he's been in one postseason. He played in 3 postseason games. And I know the quarterbacks get more blame and more credit, and they have the ball in their hands, all the time, every play on offense. But I'm surprised at the hatred towards Aaron Rodgers today. Yes.
It's like that, and Paul actually had it as one of his poll suggestions, Dan Marino's career versus Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron doesn't get to another Super Bowl, doesn't get another ring, do you want to be Dan Marino or Aaron Rodgers when you think of the best quarterbacks ever?
Dan Marino changed the position. And then it feels like the next person to change the position was Peyton Manning. And now we're looking at either Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes. It could be changing the position again. But Marino changed the position. It was just, there was Dan Marino, and then there was everybody else. And then Peyton came along, and then he changed the position as well. But, Marino still hears. Yeah, didn't win a Super Bowl. He jokes about it every time he comes on at Super Bowl. He'll joke about it. Yes,
that would drive me crazy. That would drive me nuts. Yeah. My whole life I had to get the same question every single year.
Yeah. Karl Malone. Charles Barkley. Do actors get that where they, haven't won an Academy Award? I don't know if somebody says, and joining us now is Jimmy Lipper, wonderful career, never won an Academy Award.
Well, Scorsese was famous for not winning.
Yeah.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.